see you when I'm making through the final life that we once had. I see it now, I feel it now. Real love, now I see you, yeah, you know I do, to make it through the times we had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I'll break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I'll work it out, I'll work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
I should go on, but don't wanna let you down. You just wanna know how far I will go, 'cause you know I will stay around. So let me know where to go. So let me know where to go. I wanna find you.
Yeah, I got the juice, yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL and Hugo, wait, fireball. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing.
Times we had, I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show. I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
Well, a very good Tuesday evening, and we welcome you to the Colorado State SoCard Challenge presented by the Colorado Army National Guard. You can join the home team at nationalguard.com/Colorado. Well, the beautiful shots of Fort Collins and Colorado State University, and we welcome you in to the broadcast. Brian Roth, the voice of the Rams, great to have you with us. I'm joined by Matt Wozniak, the booming voice of Canvas Stadium at the home for Colorado State football. And Matt, great to see you. I know you and I have been involved in a number of these, and it's always fun to get the esports going. But for the first time, we're going to have Rocket League. And I'll tell you what, there was a lot of interest campus-wide here in Fort Collins and Colorado State University, and over 72 teams all vying for the grand prize. But hey, tonight we're down to 4, and by the end of the evening, we'll be down to 1.
Yeah, Brian, it's interesting how we've also worked in American football, but now this is just soccer. It's global football, and this is a global phenomenon, and we're glad to have it here in Fort Collins. It's been a very interesting tournament, and I look especially at our first matchup here in the semifinals, the Ball Chasers versus the Bulldogs. You see those 2-0 right there as they got their way through the quarterfinals. Boy, they did the exact same thing in the first 2 rounds as well. We've got 2 very good teams to open us up here tonight. That's going to be an exciting matchup, no doubt about it. So we look at the rules here, 3-on-3. The first 2 rounds were all best of 3. Tonight, it's best of 5, and then we finish up with best of 7 in our championship contest. Of course, single elimination. Everybody, you got to win as many as you can to get there as quickly as you can. And, of course, the big prize, $100 Shields gift cards to each member of every winning team. That's a big deal.
Yeah, no question about that. And it can be easy to spend that $100 if you've been out to Shields at I-25 and Highway 34 up in northern Colorado. You know there's something for everybody there. So, again, playing for that grand prize. Best of 5 here in the semifinals. We'll go to best of 7 in the championship series. So it's match number 1, semifinal number 1, semifinal 2, and then the championship here tonight. And, Matt, I know you've played a little bit of Rocket League in the past. I'm a little bit newer to the game, but man, I'm telling you, the amount of skill that these teams have that have gotten out to the semifinals, they've kind of rolled their way through, and it'll be interesting to see the skill level of these teams. Again, each team with 3 players per side, and I think we're gonna have a couple of pretty good matches tonight.
Yeah, I'm really curious about the strategy, not as much as the skill level. Obviously, I try and play it, you try and play it. We're just basically tapping the ball down the field. But how they rotate players around, how they use some of the boost spots on the field is going to be very interesting. It's a lot more about teamwork and how each person uses their own abilities to score. Maybe someone's a better defender. Are they all going to work together as a cohesive unit? I'm really curious about the strategy and how the players are going to use that to succeed in the end.
Yeah, but certainly going to be interesting. And I know when you play, you like to go and just demo your way across the field. And you've drawn some ire in the past. So we're hoping you're going to a little bit better here on the broadcasting side. So take it easy on me, sir.
Well, that's okay. If you ever watched Pele play, he could go all and do whatever he wanted on the floor or any single time he wanted. But I'm going to bring you in and make sure this is a team night.
All right, well, here we go. Ball Chasers taking on the Bulldogs. Again, all of these players have affiliations. Either they're in school at Colorado State or have just graduated. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see. Hey, pretty simple. Who is the best of the best when it comes to Rocket League and the SoCard Challenge? And here we go. I feel the need for speed, and we are underway here. Semifinal number 1 with the Ball Chasers and the Bulldogs. Again, as Matt had mentioned a moment ago, 5-minute games, and right off the bat, Ball Chasers find one back of the net.
Oh, on the other side of half field, he's going ballistic, Mav. Sonic Bloom opens up the scoring. Huge early goal.
So Sonic Bloom actually a late addition for the Ball Chasers, and they have the early 1-0 lead. And boy, man, we're going to get right into this thing. And great save there by Yenaha. I knew I was going to get that one out.
Little tap on the other side.
That'll go just a little bit
Too
high.
deep. Now, it's going to be interesting about control. Who's going to control the airspace? We saw in that first score that Sonic Bloom took the neutral zone up top and really used it to his advantage. Now, it looks like we're getting an adjustment by the Bulldogs that are coming back and trying to take that away. So, again, strategy playing out. Who's going to be in charge of those contested areas?
See Dr. Whiffet view right there. It's going to try to get our rosters in order here, Matt, as we continue along. Adrian's as well, all part of Bulldogs here. 1-0 lead for the Ball Chasers. Boy, it came 9 seconds in, and that one bumpered out of there, out of the danger zone, back out to neutral play. Just off the top of the goal there. Another opportunity with the strike. And a shot.
What a setup!
Dr. Whiffet makes it 2-0.
Holy cow, look at the teamwork. Just cranks it off of the side and the big burst and a little bit of freestyle after the kill. Well done, Dr. Whiffet.
So that's a quick 2-0 lead for Ball Chasers here. And again, they scored 9 seconds into the contest.
That's going to be really interesting how it distorts the Bulldogs' defense in this first round. Do they want to be aggressive and push forward? Because remember, it still is best of 5. You're just getting a good look at the offensive firepower of your opponent. Can you make adjustments as this thing continues?
Well, and when you do have the best of
Skims
5
across.
too, Matt, it's another opportunity to just kind of feel out your opponent, understand what they like to do, what they do well, maybe some places you might be able to exploit your opponent, and you figure those out in a few games. And already Ball Chasers have figured this one out. As well, that's going to be the Bulldogs.
That was just a poor clear. That was just a very poor clear. Fish tracking it all the way from the center court. Little celebration on the wall. They're right back in this one with 3:07 and counting. 2-1, round 1.
Now, a big goal there too, Matt, for the Bulldogs. Boy, you don't want to fall down 3-0 early in the contest. Still plenty of time here in this game, but man, to be able to get that one on the board takes a little nerves out of it for those Bulldogs.
And even after that quick goal, Brian, I mean, the ball has been staying on the Ball Chasers' side. So they're absolutely, there it is. Sadrance goes high right corner. Goal! All square twos.
And the big answer, Adrian's puts that one away.
We got ourselves an interesting
nice
first
answer.
matchup, Brian. I mean, 2:39 here in the first, a little joust in the middle, gets kicked off to the right side. And again, we're seeing that the Bulldogs being exceptionally aggressive in the offensive zone. Another quick one, just rattles out.
Boy, that nearly got in and made it 3 straight goals for Bulldogs. They seem to have a little momentum in this one.
Double tap on the right wing. To no avail, nobody home. Still rolling in the corner. We're in those little neutral zones over there on the right side. So we're seeing how quickly these teams, as good as they are, just finding out how they can just get into a little stalemate with one another. If you open anything in the middle, you're going to get an attack just like that, a little bit too high, but just trying to keep it on the sidelines, make somebody run over those turbo boost spots, and then might try and make a run.
Opportunity midair for Fish a moment ago.
Nervy double kickflip that time.
Minute and a half to go. Game number 1. Again, best of 5 here, semifinals of the Colorado State SoCar Challenge, presented by the Colorado Army National Guard.
And Brian, we see the Ball Chasers moving it back into the neutral zone. Look out, had a little bit of a run, overshot it. Goes high off the crossbar. Off to the right side. Ping pong's back forward. There it is! Hayanaha scores! 3 straight, Brian. Bulldogs charging forward.
Wow, that came off the rebound too, Matt. First attempt nearly made it in, but off the rebound. Hayanaha right there to clean up the mess. 3 straight, as you mentioned, for the Bulldogs. And now, here we go. 1 minute remaining, and Ball Chasers got out to such a quick with a goal just 9 seconds in. All of a sudden, they find themselves down for the first time.
And still, we find that the Bulldogs keep the pressure on. Boy, they're going to have to clear it over midfield here. Little toe tap joust in the top, clanks off of the ceiling. Now it's falling in front, and again, stout defense after that first goal after 9 seconds.
Final 30 seconds now. Game number 1.
Oh, a misplay on the backside. It's clanking, and it goes in again. Oh, that is a breakdown from the defense that time. Oh, I think we've got ourselves an early lead for man of the match. Hyena, another one. Wow, what a comeback. Oh,
Yeah,
they gave it to
on a dime.
Wow, at least give him the assist on that one. Give him a
The
point.
assist. So Ball Chasers, promising start, and they have flamed out here in game number 1 as the seconds tick down. And the effort from the Bulldogs, 4 straight goals to close it out, Matt.
What a response. You would think that in the first one, I mean, that's a heck of a response. I mean, you think in that first goal, all of a sudden just the winds get taken out of your sails, and all of a sudden they regrouped so quickly. And what I love most about it is that they were able to control where the ball was played. They were in the offensive zone an awful lot, just constant pressure on that Ball Chaser defense. And wow, they are dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, to think about going down 1-0, 9 seconds in, all of a sudden you're thinking to yourself, whoa, what have we gotten ourselves into? All of a sudden it's 2-0 within the first 40, 50 seconds of the contest. But the answer from the Bulldogs, and they have to feel pretty good about this one. There's a
and there was your opening goal.
Replays as well, Matt.
Yep, there was your opening goal. That was actually more of a misplay for defense. And now you see Dr. Whiffett just absolutely tattooing one perfectly. Just a lovely setup off of the bank. And there it is. And he's trying to get something going on, but a quick turnover and then charging through. Again, that boost. You see him use the boost right down the center of it. Distorted defense. Boy, I need to figure out how to exactly pronounce that. Z-A-D-R-N-Z. I think he went for a hat trick, if I'm not mistaken, because that's 2 right there. And then it clanks off. So Adrian? All right,
Yeah,
good to know.
We'll call him Adrian's. Adrian
Gotcha.
Z, maybe? Well, yeah, Adrian's fine with us. And you see to make it 4 consecutive goals to close out game number 1. But again, if you're Ball Chasers, you're going to be just fine. You still have a couple of opportunities left here. But, Matt, they're going to have to figure out a way to not only get that quick start again, but how you maintain that. Because after the quick start, it was all Bulldogs in that one.
I think one of the ways you do that is start controlling parts of the field. You find those turbo boosts, you find those areas, you take them away, because that's where we saw right down the middle, especially was where Adrian was really attacking and getting there and using that to beat the defense before they could close up on the goal. If you get there first, you take that away momentarily. Maybe you can keep the action the opposite side of the field. We'll have to see how they adjust. It's curious.
All right, again, today's CSU SoCard Challenge brought to you by Colorado Army National Guard. Today with more than 60,000 National Guard soldiers. They're on duty around the world responding to the COVID-19 pandemic and, of course, wildfires and protecting election cybersecurity. The Colorado Army National Guard is always ready to respond when our communities need us. You can learn more to join the home team at nationalguard.com/Colorado. All right, so we're getting set for game number 2, semifinal. Number 1, best of 5 here. Bulldogs have taken game number 1. We'll see if Ball Chasers can come up with the answer. And we are off in game number 2.
And again, you see the response right there immediately off of that opening 50-50 ball. It ping-ponged on the side because the Bulldogs were going a little bit off kilter. They weren't trying to attack it head-to-head. Instead, they were just trying to chip it and get it into the offensive zone. And once again, they're on the move, and it looks like ball chasers are indeed chasing the ball a little defensive here. The pressure continuing to build. Just a little bit of a whiff on the outside there.
Picking up right where they kind of left off in game number one.
Ooh, a nice kick flip. Still clanking around in front of the ball chaser's net. That's a dangerous spot to be. Little chip over the top. Will it get there? A little bit too high. And again, it's, boy, they're just totally defensive, Mav.
An opportunity, and Fish will put it on.
Boy, that was just a matter of time, Brian. All of the pressure in the offensive zone. A little backboard touch pass. That is poetry in motion. Just a backboard pass. Little flick. And the score. Beautifully done.
So make that 5 consecutive goals now for Bulldogs. Dating back to game number 1, they have taken the first goal here in game number 2. We'll see if Ball Chasers can respond here, but they've been on their heels a little bit. On their axles, Matt?
Indeed.
Can we go there?
There's a long lob. Well, there's an interesting play right there that just clanks off of the top. Now coming in for the save, but the defense is obstinate, and now they're going to try and clear it out. There was a difference right there. It was a long lob pass by the ball chasers to get it into the offensive zone. Instead of just trying to match them speed for speed, they lobbed it over the top, chased after it, and had a really good chance.
We had turnover there, lobbed in. They'll be sent back out. 2 minutes into game number 2.
Tossed into the corner, gets a little bit of a touch, but it won't go in. Still clanks around in front of the crease. Coming back hard with a nice flip. And again, riding the walls is Amen for another save. He's been put to the test on this contest.
Now the gameplay controlled by the Bulldogs in game number 2 tonight, approaching the midway point. Still just a 1-goal deficit for Ball Chasers, but man, they have got to find a way to get off the snide. I mean, anything. You'll take it.
A little bit of a misflip there, but it fell right to a charger right down the middle. Guessing that was probably Adrian. But again, we just see the play that they're using. One of the things I like about what the Bulldogs are doing is they're getting into the neutral zones in the corner and just accurately using the angle and the bounce for someone charging down the middle. Just missed that time on another opportunity. The Bulldogs are absolutely swarming the Ball Chasers right now. Great steal. Pokes free. 1, 2. Oh, thought we had a tic-tac-toe there for a minute, Brian.
One goes just wide into the corner.
Sonic Bloom going after it. Oh, another one off the crossbar, just missing on the putback. And Clip is totally defensive. There it is. Now. Adrian coming through again.
And Matt just swarmed.
He overshot. He overshot. Break right.
Adrian's right there, and it's 2-0. Bulldogs with the lead, and that time starting going to becoming a factor here with 1:28 still time, down just 2. But they got to get something going. Speaking of the Ball Chasers, Matt.
Yeah, they absolutely need to really devote something forward. You can see Amen moving all the way up, and now he tries to cross forward. Clip rotates behind him to save, and now it's one-on-one. Look out, just couldn't control it. Still alive, and there it is. Yep, they're devoting forward. They're pushing forward because they have to, and right now, boy, there is blood in the water. The Sharks are smelling it. The Bulldogs are smelling it.
They tapped in by Fish, had to get there in a hurry. Did just in time. 3-0.
Yeah, Shark is not a fish, by the way. I'd say that. Just clarify that. I know that.
Okay. Well, appreciate that little tidbit of knowledge. Well, 1 minute remaining. And this thing looks like it's going to go to 2-0 in semifinal number 1 here at the CSU SoCar Challenge. Fish, one more time. His second of the game, I believe.
Oh, Brian, and then there was the demo in the corner on the far side. Fish all alone. A beautiful kick. Oh, that's beautiful work.
"48 seconds to go now, this thing. The dying embers of another win for the Bulldogs make it. Oh, check that. That's Ball Chasers. And they a little bit of momentum, Matt. They're not going to win this game, you don't think? Give them a little momentum heading into game number 3, the best of 5.
Yeah, Sonic Bloom there on the hop. Managed to tap it through. I still feel, unfortunately, it's probably going to be a little bit too little too late, but you're trying to find any momentum you can at this point. Just the entire action has been, unfortunately, in the Ball Chaser zone. 30 seconds now.
Fish right there to knock it away, play it back down.
Flip going airborne now onto the opposite side of the field. Looking for some help, but there's no angle, so defense collapses. Another magical save. Oh, just stole it away from him. And on the counter. Boy, oh boy. Counter. They're so quick, Brian, on the counter attack. Amazing.
Yinaha able to not cherry pick, but get an easy
Let's
one
just say,
there to
yeah,
close
I
this
mean, let's
thing
just
out.
say that was an open goal situation. They pulled the goalie at that point in time. So trying to do anything they can right now, yet the Bulldogs seem to have every conceivable answer for the pressure the Bulldogs are trying to put on.
Yeah, pad the stats a little bit. Why not? Yinaha coming through, and there are the top 3 there. And Fish with 3 goals in
The hat trick!
that game. Yinaha had a goal and 2 assists. And then Adrian's, yeah, he added 1 as well. But, boy, Fish dominant in that one. And meanwhile, the other side, Clip played fairly well.
Well, and we looked at both of these contests so far, the first 2, and it has been the balance of the Bulldogs. I mean, it's not just one superstar player. Now, you go look back and you look at the Ball Chasers, and, Sonic Bloom has scored basically all their goals. Now, everybody else is contributing. Fish comes in today. Adrian had a big first match. We had all kinds of great performances, and Fish was just, not out of water, swimming.
Yeah, that's right. He certainly was. And remember, the first game of the semifinals here, Ball Chasers scored the first 2 goals. Next 4 of game number 1 by the Bulldogs. And then they scored the first 4 goals here of game number 2. So they had 8 straight goals in this one. And boy,
And look at it, you got
right there.
And Sonic Bloom, he's doing it all. He's scoring goals in the front, and he's stuck back playing defense. And then by Fish is just, it's chum.
And Yinaha with no defense, the open goal, and to close out the scoring, 5-1 in game number 2 here in the semifinals. And if you're Bulldogs, man, you got to feel pretty good. You've dominated the gameplay so far. You gave up the 2 early goals in game number 1, but boy, a complete domination in game number 2. I think you just got to keep on doing what you're doing. If you're the Ball Chasers, what's the strategy here? Now, your backs are against the wall.
Yeah, it seems like they've tried just about everything. I mean, they tried to pack it in and just play, keep it locked in tight, but then the clock starts running down. I mean, when you spend 2 minutes in your defensive zone, then you're in a lot of trouble. Then you extend all the way forward, and they hit you with quick counters, and, it all of a sudden gets out of control in a hurry. I think you just kind of have to play loose. You got to play relaxed, nothing to lose, and that's a heck of a start.
Whoa. Yeah, 2 seconds into the game, they had a 9-second goal. And right off the kickoff, and look at that. Clip takes it and makes no mistake. Good start.
If you're going to make a comeback, may as well start right now. I mean, that's just winning the joust at the middle. And now we see the little bit of a change right there. You saw that the Bulldogs took a little bit of a tighter angle on the right side, trying to carry it into the corner, but still, Ball Chasers control the opening tip. And again, they're on the attack, and a long clear. Long shot off the top, double touch. Oh, backboard, double touch for the goal. We're all square 1-1. Beautiful play.
And Adrian's right place, the right time, put himself in position. And
You know,
that's
Brian,
the
I think
answer
that's
you would expect from the Bulldogs.
That's probably been the key. I mean, it seems that they've been in the right places at the right times. And it goes back to what I said in the opener about just playing with, hey, there we go, another one real quick. I'll save that for another time as we've got ourselves a shootout brewing. It's been 22 seconds and we got 3 goals, Brian.
Yeah, clip once again. And this thing, boy, you can't even catch your breath. This thing is going off the rails goal-wise already. Where's the defense?
Well, we've seen a lot of the action taking place high and in the center, allowing for numerous runs and numerous turbo boosts. The first couple of games, it goes into that corner and kind of gets a little bit nosed up over there, and that's why it's been eating some of the time. We'll see if the Bulldogs want to do that or if they want to just keep on taking their chances, rolling it down the middle.
Good opportunity there
Just
by
wide.
Adrian's.
Oh, missed it by Amen on the top there. That's trouble. Bounces off of the side post. Oh, just didn't have a run down the middle. Boy, they had him distorted. They had that 2-on-1 opportunity. Just didn't happen. And a loose ball trickles home for Adrian. Boy, when you're going right, you're going right. Look at that control. My.
His second goal of the game. Tied up at 2. Bulldogs trying to close this thing out and make it on to the championship game of the CSU SoCard Challenge.
And again, we see everything working on the sidelines there. Big turbo boost, just a bit wide, so it'll stay in the corner. I know the Bulldogs are happy to keep it over there. And not much of a secondary charge. There's a beautiful steal at the mid-court stripe. Ooh, little double flip there. Flip, pass off. Oh, that was intended for a charge, but did not materialize. Big collision. Ball squirts free. So Amen and Clip continue to play a little patty cake in the far corner on their defensive side and finally cleared out with a long lob. Amen chases it down on the corner. Will anyone come from behind? Nope, cut off. And again, control in a 2-2 contest, 2.5. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, Brian. Ball chasers facing down elimination. What a play! Sonic Bloom just faked him out, kicked it from the rear spoiler. That's exactly the play. Look at that. Beautiful.
Are the Ball Chasers with some life now, Matt? Midway point of this game, and boy, they just look like a different team, don't they? In game number 2.
Really being aggressive, and again, riding high that time. Sonic Bloom. It'd be interesting if he's going to keep running that way, if they're just going to try and protect this for the next 2:18. As there's Bloom in the crease, kicks it out to Clip. Clip has it. Just overshot it a little bit with the turbo. Off the boom! Sonic Bloom again! Unstoppable! The man on the match, Sonic Bloom.
Back-to-back goals for him now, and the second 2-goal lead in this series for the Ball Chasers. But remember, they gave up a 2-goal lead in game number 1. Have the momentum, though, here. Game number 3. They need this one to stay alive.
I think at this point, Brian, the Ball Chasers are going to be content to just keep that thing in the offensive zone, kick it out aggressively. Man, Sonic Bloom has just been inspired here. Seems to be like his name is on every play. There he is again. Fish. Oh, Clip has to stop that. Clip has to stop that. So Fish brings him within striking distance with 98 seconds, Brian.
Well, and that's how momentum can change in this game. Bulldogs get the goal that they needed, back within 1 here. Still plenty of time left. A lot of things can happen.
Center just wide. And a big clear. Will it get all the way there? No. Excellent recovery on the outside by Hayinaha. Oh, dear.
Well, there it is.
I do not
Equalizer.
believe what I
That's the
just
third.
saw. Wow. Long distance,
Matt,
dialing
add
it
a
in.
little something extra
Brian,
onto it.
that's a killer. Now, all the momentum you talked about. Can the Bulldogs get it done? Look out for the cross.
Bulldogs nearly just took the lead back there a second ago.
There's another long, deep pass to Clip. Just can't find it off of the sidewall, but punted back forward. Two defenders waiting on it, but squirts loose. Double touch. Oh, saved out at the last moments. Tenuous moments now for ball chasers.
But again, good push here from the Bulldogs. 30 seconds remaining.
Little kick into the corner. Keeping it. No one coming from behind. 16 seconds left. Long.
Should be noted,
looping
overtime
fall.
is sudden death.
No
And
need for that!
Hayinaha.
Oh, crushing finish.
Way to go down. Although, look, 8 seconds to go. We've seen ball chasers score in 2 seconds and 9 seconds. And Sonic Bloom and company need a quick one.
Didn't win the joust.
Nope.
Bulldogs got
Not
to
gonna
it
get
first. Almost put insult on injury there. 3 straight to close it out, and the Bulldogs in that clean sweep prove their caliber and will move on to the finals. Boy, Adrian, another hat trick on 5 shots. My goodness. And Sonic Bloom, I mean, he played his heart out. He was really all over the place for about 3 minutes of that contest. He was in total control. Just didn't get much help from the back line. A couple of saves that could have been made, but, you know, it all goes up to the victors right now.
Yeah, you see the start to the game. There's Clip, and boy, really got ball chasers going. Scored 2 seconds into the game, and boy, all of a sudden it's 1-1. But look, this was an opportunity for the ball chasers, Matt, to get right back into the series. They knew they had to have this game. They had the lead 4-2 as Sonic Bloom gives them the 2-goal lead there. But hey, credit the Bulldogs. They kind of found the magic late.
Yeah, indeed they did. You know, Sonic Bloom, I just can't say enough about him in a losing effort here tonight. I mean, it's just the creativity on some of the finishes, too. I mean, finishing on the bounce, finishing with authority down the middle. But then that's the one that was a killer for me. Clip just misses it. It squirts in, and all of a sudden the Bulldogs have life, and they ran that momentum all the way to the final seconds. And just the teamwork, the play, the passing on the inside, just 1-2 all the way back and forth. And the Bulldogs, it kind of comes back to one of the comments I made in our opening statements, Brian, was that I was curious. You know, a lot of people kind of think of it in some ways like it's, you know, little kid soccer, like everyone's just following the ball around when you're watching little guys. But if you've got a team that's cohesive and can use all of their pieces and know their roles, know their positions, know what areas to fill, then you can become more dangerous spreading things out. I thought, at least in this contest, the Bulldogs, they knew exactly where to be positioned themselves. They knew the angles to pass to one another, and they worked exceptional as a team.
Yep, no question. It's all about rotations, and Bulldogs were very good. All right, well, we're going to meet up with one of the winners from the Bulldogs. Hayinaha is going to join us, and do we have him now? Well, we're going to have him shortly. Okay, we're going to get Hayinaha coming up shortly, but hey, there's another sweep for Bulldogs. Again, 72 teams in this tournament. Bulldogs had to win 3 games, as did Ball Chasers, to get here to the semifinals. And Bulldogs still have yet to lose a single game here, Matt, as they roll their way onto the championship game. And they'll get the winner of Schlump Daddy and Look at Cousin. They're coming up next year at our semifinal number 2 of the Colorado State SoCard Challenge. But with the Bulldogs yet to be tested. Tested a little bit in game 3, but yet to drop a game.
Yeah, I'm really impressed
Right,
with the
and,
scoring output. So let's bring in our man of the match.
Yeah.
Take care of him.
All right, there's Hyena. And hey, tell us a little bit about the start to this entire semifinal series. When you guys, game number 1, you guys got down 2-0, 20 seconds in. How were you guys able to keep your composure and work yourself back in?
First, we just had a cold start, but then we trusted our game plan throughout the whole match, and it seemed to work out at the end.
That was one of the things I was curious about as I watched your recovery and domination, honestly, through the vast majority of this contest. You mentioned game plan, and I mentioned just how teams have roles. They know who's going to do different things. What do you feel most comfortable with as you rotate out? Are you more of a forward? You want to play aggressively and score? Because we saw that, but we also saw you play some pretty solid defense in the midfield. Where do you feel most comfortable?
I feel most comfortable in the defense area. I like to stay back and wait for straggling balls here and there and get big clears and like to pass to my teammates also.
Yeah, that was definitely something that you
All
were
right,
all
well, you
very,
guys,
very adept at.
Yeah, you guys are now on to the championship. What's the game plan moving forward? You guys have about a 30-minute break to kind of regroup here, but what's the game plan as you go into the championship match?
We just want to stay aggressive, try to get more shots than our opponents, and stay back, play solid defense too.
Well, you guys certainly did that against Ball Chasers. Got into a little bit of a hole early, but you were able to bounce back and get the win. Hyena, thank you so much. Of course, your real name's Brandon, and of course, a student, third-year computer science student at Colorado State. Hey, we look forward to watching you guys play coming up in the championship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, and again, Bulldogs on to the championship game where they'll face Schlump Daddy or Look at Cousin. And that is semifinal number 2 that we're going to have for you coming up here tonight. And, you know, Matt, it'll be interesting to see Schlump Daddy and Look at Cousin because these two teams, neither one of them have dropped a game in their previous matchups. They're best of 2 leading up to the semifinals. We're playing best of 3, I should say, leading up to the semifinals. Best of 5 here in the semifinals. Best of 7 in the championship. But the two teams coming up, I know have had a great deal of success in the tournament as well.
Yeah, indeed. And each of them actually kind of got a pseudo bye. We had one DQ for one of them. We also had one no-show on that. So they're basically in the first 3 rounds, they've won two games. So, you know, I was actually most intrigued with this one. I thought these teams were going to match up fairly equally. But as we just heard, I mean, the game plan and the execution of that game plan were superior for the Bulldogs. And they're absolutely very, very dangerous. And watch out for them in those finals, no doubt.
Yep, again, congratulations to the Bulldogs as they move on. And again, playing for $100 credit to Shields here in Northern Colorado, $100 per teammate. And again, a 3-man team or 3-player teams, I should say. So, yeah, a lot on the line. And again, you have 72 teams that come into this thing. That's a lot of competition. And so, well, looking forward to it. Again, Schlump Daddy, Look at Cousin, semifinal number 2 coming up here in just a moment on the CSU's SoCar Challenge. Stay with us.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued because of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Hoover, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Let's go. Yeah, I got the juice. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing so.
Times we had, I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere that you need me, and I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
All right, the CSU SoCard Challenge, it continues here tonight. Semifinal number 2 upcoming as we get set for Schlump Daddy and look at Cousin. All right, hi everybody, and welcome back here. Brian Rock, the voice of the Rams, and Matt Wozniak, the voice of Canvas Stadium. The one and the only. Hey, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Colorado Army National Guard. We certainly appreciate them and Shields providing the prize money here tonight. And yeah, we're on to semifinal number 2 after Bulldogs knocked off Ball Chasers. And Matt, let's go ahead and take a look at that graphic. Schlump Daddy, look at Cousins. Hey, both of them able to get on here to the semifinals and a chance to move on.
Yeah, Bulldogs completely dominant there for the vast majority of that. Great balls of fire. They were really taking care of it, left, right, using the turbo, getting up on the walls, cranking it off of the sides, and really the teamwork was what propelled them. I was impressed by their scoring prowess, and they really took advantage of some holes in the defense for the Ball Chasers, and very, very tough in the finals. They can sit back and get a nice scouting report on who comes out of this one between Schlump Daddy and Look at Cousin. Again, reminding you of our rules. This is 3x3, just 3 players on each side. We are in the final of our semifinals, so that means best of 5. Our first semifinal went a clean sweep 3-0. This one will also go 5 games, all leading up to a best of 7 to crown the champion that wins that $100 Shields gift card. Each member of the team catching $100 worth of swag. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, you better believe it. It's an easy to spend over there at Shields. Well, Bulldogs sitting pretty, and we talked to Hyena Ha a moment ago. I think they have a quiet confidence about them, and we'll see if either one of these two teams can get off to a good start. Remember, Bulldogs in the last semifinals, they got down 2-0 in game number 1, able to come back and score 8 consecutive goals throughout the course of game 1, bridged into game number 2. We'll see who can get off to a good start in this one with Schlump Daddy and Look at Cousin. But whoever wins the semifinal, I have a little bit of a feeling they might have their hands full against Bulldogs, but I don't know. That's why you play the games.
Absolutely. And, you know, the other thing that I liked about that first semifinal matchup, you mentioned those 2 goals. And even in that final contest, the third game in that round, they fall down by 2. Just there was absolutely no one's getting confused. No one's leaving their assignment. No one's doing anything out of the ordinary. You in our interview, you heard about mention a game plan. They stuck to it, and they stuck to it through the entirety of the contest, and they never got rattled when the other team went up. They were just like, all right, we got the better idea here. We got the better idea, and we're gonna finish this one off. So I really appreciate the discipline, the teamwork, as well as the skill involved. And you're right, the Bulldogs are going to be really tough.
Yep, the rotations were very good for the Bulldogs and got the job done on both ends of the arena. Again, tonight's broadcast and tournament brought to you by Colorado Army National Guard. Today, more than 60,000 National Guard soldiers are on duty around the world responding to COVID-19, protecting election cybersecurity, and serving on overseas deployments and more. Colorado National Guard, always ready to respond when our communities need us. All right, well, here we go. Semifinal number 2 is upon us in the Colorado State SoCard Card Challenge, and we're playing Rocket League, and it's a lot of fun. Schlump Daddy, look at Cousin, the kickoff, and we are underway.
Dysfunctional Tree Branch might be my favorite name I've seen so far. I'm going to have fun saying that. I hope he scores about 1,000 goals, because trying to spit that one out is going to be really difficult for me.
Yeah, what about XD Cheeks, though? I mean, come on, there's a
a
couple
quick
of them out
demo.
there.
Look out, we're getting aggressive in the very first game. A quick demolition on the right side. Usually you don't see that. Mostly they're fighting for position. I wonder if it's going to be a more aggressive style right here. We're going to get little Philadelphia Flyers, the Backstreet Brawlers. You're just going to go beat somebody up in the corner until you get it. We'll see.
Breaking axles right off the bat here, Matt.
So far, still feeling each other out. A big kick jump. Will he catch the crossbar? He does. And it bounds free in front. Loose change. No one can pick it up. Back to the action. Long range shot. Again, smothered by Scout. Tosses it high into the far corner, so they're going to ride the rails, try and pick that one up. Looking for a double touch off the top. No go. Bit of a stalemate thus far early, Brian.
Well, it is. It's kind of different than the first semifinal we saw in game number 1. They had a goal 9 seconds in, but yeah, see a lot of play out near midfield.
Little chip. Oh, big
Nice save
save
there.
by Dysfunctional Tree Branch. Still too high. And on the rebound. Etch pounds it home. 1-0.
Boy, the save. Dysfunctional Tree Branch had it, and then Etch, guess that's the pronunciation we're going with, coming in right there to clean it all up.
And again, a lot of action at midfield, and we're seeing some high chips instead of the crisp passing that we saw in our first semifinal. So again, just a clash of styles between the two games could set up a really interesting final. Another demo on the right side.
Another demo.
Back across, chipped across, off the ceiling and down on the counter. A little bit wide. Functional Tree Branch. All over the place. Long
Well,
lob
Matt,
out.
Dysfunctional Tree Branch, hey, he plays CSU Men's Club Soccer. So, a guy that kind of understands the concept of football. Although this game's a little bit different.
Indeed.
Or a lot.
Again, Cheeks
Matt,
comes flying in
would
with
you
a
say the,
huge bird.
What'd you say the original name of this game was? What, 6, 7 years ago?
Yeah, supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars.
That's right. That's right. It was on the tip of my tongue. I just missed it.
Hey, trust me, when I start talking about dysfunctional Tree Branches, supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars, I'm going to have a heck of a time. As Scout pokes it free. Oh, a little bit of a high wire maneuver on the right side. And again, boy, everything is played very high off the backboards. And at 1-0, 146, this stalemate continues near midcourt. Someone's going to have to make a play. Scout on the right side. One more time. Boy, a lot of aerial maneuvers. It's called dogfighting. So Scout trying on the attack. Oh, H just missed it. Third time. 72 seconds to go, Brian. Who's going to put the pressure on here? Obviously, Schlump Daddy's got to get something going.
Well, H owns the only goal of the game for Looking Cousin. Oh, about made it 2-0.
They continue to pound away, drawing iron. You could build a battleship with all the iron they've hit on that goal. Kick flip, just
And the
mishandled.
pressure. pressure just relentless right now.
Long clear. Another massive demo in the corner. Boy, this has been way more physical than the first round. 30 seconds to go. Got to get that counter. Schlump Daddy needs control. But look at Cousin continuing to keep it under wraps. 20 seconds. Time's running out, Brian.
Well, if Slump Daddy's going to go, they got to go. And just get the feeling that they don't have it in them here in game number 1. One last push.
Yep, and Scout clears it out. Boy, look at Cousins. That is physical, Brian. Got a little freestyle there, a little celebration going.
H with the only goal of game number 1. Had a couple of shots as well. But, you know, you look at Schlump Daddy, and they didn't have a lot of offensive opportunities there, Matt. Only 2 shots on goal in the first game in 5 minutes of gameplay. And look at Cousins, got what they needed. And, boy, they didn't have to do much defending. They really controlled the run of play there in game number 1.
Yeah, and even if you take away that last sequence where I think there were 3 or 4 shots just banging off of the pipe right off of the blue team's goal, I mean, you take those 4 out, they were still out shooting them 5-2. So it gives you an idea of just a little bit how aggressive it was. And my question to you, Brian, as you look at this one, it was so different. We had a handful of demolitions in the corners. It was really a lot more turbo, a lot more speed rather than the finesse that we saw in the first one. I wonder, do you think that's going to continue, or are they going to have to switch up some strategies?
Well, I mean, I don't think either team necessarily gained a huge advantage. But listen, I'll tell you this, that you can win any number of ways in this game, and certainly there's different ways to play it. And you know, we saw a little more precision from Bulldogs in semifinal number 1. But listen, if you need to get out and get aggressive, go do it. And look at Cousin gets aggressive with win number 1 here in this best of 5 semifinals. They have the 1-0 lead, and a 1-0 lead with H right off the bat, 6 seconds in.
Oh, and there it is. You see that little beautiful H gets the turbo lift right there. That's just, we talk about precision. There it is. They just showed it to us in the first 6 seconds. Gorgeous teamwork. My question, Brian, is for Schlump Daddy, someone other than dysfunctional tree branch is going to have to be a little bit more aggressive and get out there and put a little pressure. Because right now you've got a bunch of players at half court or midfield using up all those turbos and moving to the right side.
Well, yeah, you have Cheeks and you have dysfunctional tree branch. Then I believe it's Catfish Bobby as well, the team.
A lot of long range ping pong going right now. Again, everybody's just trying to control the aerials at this point. Again, that is a departure from what we saw in the first when everyone was basically controlling the corners on the right side. There's a nice deflection, just saved a goal opportunity. And it's loose in front. Tossed in the corner, again, going up high. These players want to play up in the air. I think that need for speed, and another demo. They want to get high and they want to get things going.
That first demo of game 2, I believe, second. Back to back.
It's getting chippy, Brian. It's getting chippy.
You wondered if the aggressive play was going to continue, Matt. There you go.
Scout, had a good look. Just clanked it off to the left-hand side. That was a beautiful run for Look at Cousin, but couldn't make it happen. And again, going high and grabbing it. DJ Boomba over there. Passes off to Scout. Ticks it forward into the corner. Shuffleboarded away. Another demo. Boy, this is really aggressive, Brian. You're getting after it. What is that, 5? I think that's 5. 5 demos here in game number 2 of our semifinal, second semifinal. Punched forward.
There's 6. I think we were at 3 or 4 in game number 1, maybe more than that. So we could be approaching double digits in this semifinal series.
And I don't even think we had a single, maybe one demo in our first semifinal. Just one. Oh, there it is on the counter. We're all tied up. Schlump Daddy coming back.
And Skids will put it away for the first goal for Schlump Daddy, not just of game number 2, but of this semifinal series. See if that can get them going a little bit.
Oh, that might just be the spark that they need. Continuing to be aggressive, getting a lot of attacks, getting a lot of demos, but it hadn't really translated to goal opportunities that time. Schlump Daddy had a real good look, and they pounded it home. Got to take advantage of the opportunities that have been few and far between. Look out, all by himself. Can't quite get it to go.
A near opportunity for Schlump Daddy there. Get their second goal.
And there's an interesting bounce. It goes all the way to the court. It's going to roll across. Oh, he attacked it a little bit too early. Punches it back out. Boy, now the speed of the caroms and the angles are being harder to calculate based upon just how quickly these players are playing and how violent and aggressive they're playing. So it's making those beautiful little touches a little bit more difficult to find. This is becoming a game of brute force. So we approach 1 minute to go here. Again, they keep going high just off the crossbar and the backboard, and it's cleared out to the right side. Again, Brian, I keep going back to just the quick nature of this. I mean, they're playing up in the air. They're up there so high, and they're moving things around. I mean, you don't have time to think up there. If you think, you're dead. So you have to absolutely make sure that you keep things in perspective, and you keep your head in the game. Under 60 seconds. So with 41 seconds, a 1-1 game, it's time to turn and burn. Here we go. OH with a nice run up there. Moves it off to the right side. It's loose in front of the goal. Schlump Daddy trying desperately to clear it. It's still high on the right side. Poked in the corner. Now he tosses it to midfield. But back on the attack. Look at Cousin on the counter. Banks it off the wall. No clearance in the middle. They're going full defensive. Now again, going up high. Going for the hard deck up there at the ceiling. So with 12 seconds, someone's going to have to make a run. And there it is, DJ Roomba in the house. DJ Roomba sweeps it up into the goal with 9 seconds to go, and look at Cousin in command.
Wow, 9 seconds to go in a game that seemed destined for overtime sudden death. Maybe it'll still go there. 9 seconds is a lot of time.
Look at Cousin. Trying to get back. Oh, gorgeous save. Still alive. 1 second. Wow. Brian, wait a second.
Cousin.
Did that just miss by half a second? Oh, look at Cousins was trying to build on. Okay, never mind. So,
yeah.
okay. That had me worried there for a second. I thought that was going to be the tie.
Game.
But it didn't quite count. But if that was going to be 2-2, I was going to freak out there. But H again, and again, you mentioned it earlier, Brian, the shots on goal just dominant.
Well, dominant, but at least when you look at Schlump Daddy, they were much better in game number 2 than they were in game number 1 in attacking and creating some offensive opportunities. And, that's something that they didn't have a lot of in game number 1, but we saw them able to come out and just be a little bit more aggressive offensively. So, look, these are two pretty evenly matched teams. Obviously, you look at Cousin, and they have the 2-0 lead here. They just need one more to go on to the championship round. But they have had the run and play here through the first 2 games, but it has not been as decisive as what we saw in semifinal number 1. As you look at H get the scoring started there here in this best of 5 semifinal match.
Yeah, H has been a real Skywalker in that second. He's obviously decided to go and take it into his hands. Just a little bit slow on that one. But again, that was the precision of the passing and the teamwork as Roomba off of the carom from dysfunctional tree branch goes in, and again, H going high in the air, setting up Roomba. Boy, that was just absolutely gorgeous. And I think we can agree that at this point that H is definitely the one that has been controlling the above the hard deck. He's been up there just doing whatever he wants. He's been dogfighting. He's been getting it done. I'm really impressed with his skills in the air because that's one of the hardest things to do. I mean, I've played this, Brian. You've played it. But trying to control up there and trying to just make touch passes, boy, it's a heck of a skill, and he is really proving it very, very well tonight.
Well, yeah, you get target lock, and you got the shot. You got to take the shot, and he has certainly done that for Look at Cousin here in this one. And hey, look, now you have the opportunity to put this one away, and you have one more. No reason to mess around. You take down game number 3. You moved on. You can move on at least. You're clean. And, boy, go take your chances in the championship round. But you get the Bulldogs waiting there. And again, let's also say this, Schlump Daddy, 2 very close matches there. They still have an opportunity to get right back in this thing. Just because you fall down 2-0 doesn't mean you're down and out, and especially as close as these two have been. But you look at Cousin. Hey, this is a chance to close this thing out as we get back to the arena. And let's get on to game number 3, Matt. And interesting to see exactly how Schlump Daddy can get themselves back into the semifinal series.
Yeah, that was going to be my question for you, Brian. Like, what strategic changes do you make? Or do you just, are you just unhappy unless you're going Mach 2 with your hair on fire? What do you do?
Well,
Still
I think
scoreless?
You got to push. You got to be aggressive.
Yeah, indeed. And again, it clanks around in the Looking Cousin zone, but an excellent clear out by Scout that time, keeping him at arm's length, and chases it down on the right side. Nice little flip there on the chase down, but the defense for Schlump Daddy taking it away. And again, we continue to battle. High, oh, that was close, boy. Near mid-air collision. They were going head-to-head, Mav. Dysfunctional tree branch. Again, there you go. Stops on that turbo boost. Another little flip. Again, intercepting it. So we're seeing the angles taken away by both defenses now. Hadn't really seen them. We'd seen them kind of charge at and be aggressive at some of the other players on the attackers, but now they're taking away angles. They're getting the measure for each other, Brian, I think.
Well, they are. Game number 3, you would kind of expect that, and that's exactly what we're seeing. How was that feeling out process when you get in game number 1 and you've already played 2-3 matches in this CSU SoCard Challenge, and got to feel it out a little bit. These two teams, I think, have a pretty good understanding. Near opportunity.
Yeah, it would be a shame if one of them lost that feeling. H now again, riding the walls. He has been everywhere. I am so impressed with speed and the accuracy. Again, a nice hard charge, a little bit off the mark, however. And they keep it in the corner, still in the offensive zone, waiting for a reset off of the turbo. High bounce, waiting for the charge. Oh, the joust, they both miss it. It's loose in front at H. Cleaning it up. Big goal. There he is, right place, right time.
They just made a U-turn right there at midfield. And Mach 5 going right back to the goal and bumps it in with authority.
Oh, H. That's right, he is dangerous. Look at Cousin, 1-0. Trying to close this one out in a sweep, just 2 minutes and 46 seconds. I don't think one's going to be enough, Brian. Someone else is going to have to score here.
Well, you kind of get that feeling that one's not going to hold up, especially how tight these two games have been leading into game number 3.
Another near miss, just clanks off of the iron on the right side. Punched free to the left. Now lobbed back forward. Off the backboard. Little double flip kick. Another beautiful execution. Boy, look at Cousin is really just turning the vise on him now. Finally, a clearance. Get a little bit of help. 2:10 and counting. 2 minutes. 2 minutes awaiting the finals for Look at Cousin. And another big demo, our first of game 3. Make it 2! Can't get it there. Boy, the aggression's coming out, Brian. .150, another save by dysfunctional tree branch. Trolling that end line. Lob over the top. Can anyone clear down the middle? They can't! Big time finish. Skids ties us up 1 apiece. That was off the backboard again. Here comes the charge down the middle. Big demolition, and it pays off. Clear it out, roll it home. That's how they drew it up, right, Brian?
Oh, the big demo in the corner. That was some of the best driving I've seen right up into the point. He got himself killed.
Ninety seconds.
Big goal, though.
90 seconds to go. All tied up here. Now remember, we had heartbreak in game 3 of our first semifinal, right? It sure looked like we were going to go into overtime, but then out of nowhere, a big finish. Never saw him. All of a sudden, 1-1.
Oh, opportunity there.
Again, they're going to battle for it in the corner. Tries to punch it out on the left side. Big demolition. Do they have numbers? Poked away. Still hanging out at midfield. A bit of a miss, but that was a walkaway. I mean, that was a smart move. H goes deep. No one's there, and there it is. H again, my man. Don't call him a letter.
He's been the guy.
Call him H.
H has been the guy.
Golly, I'd
From
usually
Parker,
say,
Colorado.
man, I'd think that his ego is writing butt checks his body can't cash, but he has been playing. 2-1 with 45 seconds. Desperation time for Schlump Daddy. Counting this one down, 35 seconds separating. Look at Cousin from the finals against Bulldogs. Still on the attack. There it is! Skids ties it up. Oh, we've got ourselves a barn burner, Brian. It will not die. Refuse to quit.
That is absolutely huge. The entire tournament on the line for Schlump Daddy and Skids. Able to find the goal to tie it up in 2. Every one of these games, Matt, have been really tight.
And really aggressive. And a lot of times we saw that the, oh my. Look out. Katie bar the door. Back to Ruba. 18 seconds rising to the challenge. Wow. Dr. Roomba, haven't heard him much
just when
today.
Yeah, no question. And just when you think that you're right back in it, tied up at 2-2, 10 seconds later, it's a 3-2 match, and you're in big trouble now with just 10
Huge
seconds
save.
to go.
Brian, I mean, it's been so neck and neck here in this final contest, and now look at Cousin. We got like 3 goals in like 45 seconds. It is truly a target-rich environment.
Well, look at Cousin is going to take it home, Matt, and another 3 games to none series in the semifinals. But there's H. He had 2 more goals this time around, and you think of MVPs of the semifinal matchup between Look at Cousins and Slump Daddy, and H is right there.
Look at that, 8 shots. Absolutely aggressive. And you'll also notice him just no saves for that. He was aggressive in the air, controlling the airspace, making sure that no one was really able to touch him. I was so impressed. I said it in our last break that his ability to attack aerial, boy, he really showed it again today. And even this time brought it down to the ground and was using those turbo boosts and just racing right down the middle for some spectacular finishes. Boy, the Bulldogs are going to have their hands full with this guy. There he is. You see him just spinning over, using the turbo, getting in the air, launching into the far right corner.
Well, he seems to come up with the big goals, too. Not only to get everybody started here, but, look at Schlump Daddy did not go quietly in this thing. It had an opportunity maybe to say, hey, it was a good matchup, and we just didn't get it done. But all of a sudden, it's 2-0 after the score there by Skids. And Slump Daddy not going away. And able to come back and tie this thing up. And looking Cousin and H just too tough in this one as we get to game number 3 here. And there's where Skids tied it up to make it 2-2. But then 10 seconds later, DJ Roomba puts on the game winner. And look at Cousin. It's going to move on to the championships. Looking forward to it, Matt. This is going to be a good one.
Oh, no doubt. And it's also a little bit of a clash of styles. We saw how precise Bulldogs were with their positioning, their rotations, their passing, their positioning. And then we also look at Cousin. They're not afraid to be aggressive, and they're not afraid to really get out and go after people. So, we'll see which one of these prevails. And again, it's a best of 7. So all those things can switch and change. Who can be the most interchangeable, who can find opportunity, and who can take advantage of them. Because if you're top heavy, a little bit like H was in that game for looking at Cousin, we've seen a balanced Bulldog squad. Which will prevail? Hard to say.
Well, again, the Bulldog squad, they have won 4 matches now to make this championship of the CSU SoCar Challenge, and they have not dropped a game. Well, now you look at Cousin, and they have won 3 matches now to get to the championship, and they have not lost a game either, had 1 no-show. All right, let's bring in one of the victors in this one, and we bring in H. He was the hero of this one. H, hey, congratulations, and those were some tightly contested games, and it never did you guys ever probably felt like you had the upper hand. And take us through the final, let's say, 45 seconds of the third game there. You guys had the 1-goal lead, and all of a sudden that thing was tied with 30 seconds to go.
Honestly, we knew we were kind of the favorites going into it. We were just play normal, and it'd be fine. We weren't really stressing anything. Just figured we played how we normally did. It would work out.
Well, my question for you is, with that normal, is demo and intimidation and being aggressive and knocking out some defenders part of that normal for you? Because I'm not sure that that's how your opponent in the finals are going to play. Are you always that aggressive?
I think I normally am. I guess the other team was demoing us a ton. I hate when people do that to me. It felt like we were playing against Oregon. Oregon does that so much, and they were playing just like them. I hated it.
Well, you certainly made them pay. A couple of hat tricks will do that.
Yeah.
So did you guys have an opportunity, I'm sure you did, to watch Bulldogs in the first semifinal? So give us your thoughts on the matchup coming up here in the championship.
Same thing. We're feeling confident. I think just like these guys, if we go in and play normal, we should come out without an issue.
I like it. The quiet confidence as you look at some of the highlights from Look at Cousin getting the semifinal win over Stumptown. Well, H, hey, congratulations. Great job by you and your team, and look forward to watching you guys here in a few minutes.
Thank you.
All right. That's H from Look at Cousin. And again, Matt, had some quite, we talked to Blake Hayun, who is Hyenaha on Bulldogs. He had that quiet confidence about him, saying, hey, we feel good about who we are. And you just heard it from H, a.k.a. Blake Titterington, another CSU student. They have that confidence as well.
I like how he put it in my place a little bit, talk about all the demos and how much he's not really, I mean, obviously if someone's going to punch you in the mouth, you're going to step up and get into that, but that's not really what I want to get into. So obviously a bad choice of strategies coming from Shrimp Daddy to get into his grill, because it really fired him up and it really got him going. And of course it worked out for his team to move them on to the finals. So maybe the contrast in styles isn't quite as contrasting as I thought it would be, but I still think that the speed and the precision are going to be different between the two finalists here tonight.
Again, these two teams playing for $100 credit for each of the team members to Shields at I-25 and Highway 34 there in Johnstown. All right, we'll take a timeout. More to come here on the CSU SoCar Challenge. We move on to the Championship Series coming up next.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
I see you, yeah, you know I do, to make it through the times we've had. I see it now, I see it now. Real love, now I break through to show to you that I'm more good than I am bad. I work it out, I work it out. And I'll be somewhere
All right, here we go. It's the championship series of the CSU Soak Challenge presented by the Colorado National Guard. You can join the home team at nationalguard.com/Colorado. Well, looking forward to this championship matchup here. Well, we are back. Final best of series. This is of 7 between Bulldog and Looking Cousin. Hi, everybody. Roth and Matt Wozniak back with the championship. And there you look at the bracket and the two things. These two teams haven't got. They're really good. And Matt, they dropped a single game all tournament long.
Yeah, and especially impressive performances in the semifinals there. Bulldogs really in control the vast majority of their contest against Ball Chasers. Just even after facing some adversity, an early goal in that first game, and then even in the final stages, Ball Chasers managed to tie it up, and Bulldogs pulled it out at the end. On the other side of it, look at Cousin. I just felt that they were more aggressive, a little bit speedier, and they certainly controlled the aerials more than Schlump Daddy. I'm curious how that all plays out with Look at Cousin and Bulldogs.
All right, well, there you take a look at the rules, 3v3, see 3 players on each of the teams. And, well, we have just gone through the 2 semifinals. They were best of 5 series, but for the championship, you see best of 7, and then the $100 Shields gift card for every member of the winning team, and that shouldn't be too tough to spend. So, well, there you have it. We laid it all out for you, and it all comes down to this. Remember, boys, no points for second place.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they put the they put the plaque for that, but you won't get a plaque. The only thing you have to do is get a $100 Shields gift card for coming in first place here. Each member of the team getting that. We certainly appreciate Shields for bringing that to us, and also Colorado Army National Guard for sponsoring here tonight. Here we go, finals kicking off. It's time to buzz the tower.
This is what I call a target-rich environment, Matt.
So H, watch out for H. He was absolutely the man of the match last time out in that last series. Again, going ballistic, getting up there in the air. See how the Bulldogs managed to try and counter that maneuvering. And there's another quick demo on the far left side, punched back forward. Handled with aplomb. Now kicked into the corner. Battle just off the crossbar. Still controlled. Flip kick. Oh, look at that. Adrian, the last minute save. Woo, that was close.
Boy, 2 great opportunities there.
I don't know if we're going to be able to survive this, Brian. A best of 7 here. The action, we're not even a minute in. And these two teams are really getting after one another. There's a nice touch. Swooping in for the save, however. Kicked high, bouncing off the ceiling. H controls. Ooh, a little double tap. He's keeping it on the ground, but knocked away in the corner. Gets a little help. And again, I'm waiting to see if this is going to settle down at all, Brian. Do you think this is just going to be 2 teams going after each other, or are we going to get some semblance of them feeling each other out?
Well, you get to feel each other out, but Matt, you also understand that each of these 2 teams have seen each other. I mean, you've been able to scout a little bit in each of the 2 semifinals.
DJ Roomba going up high, gives it back, and again at the last minute, that defense has been there. Cranking it back over on the side. Adrian's been hanging out in the goal. He was a big-time goal scorer in the semis, but on his rotation, seemingly in this first spot, he's been hanging out in defense.
Well, and Fish was
punches
the
it
guy
forward.
who really...
There's some good little chip, and the lob is in and good. Oh, look at the teamwork. A beautiful chip forward. And Scout setting up. Oh, I don't know if he was trying to poach one there or not. I think they're going to give it to Scout, won't they? Look at Cousin opening up the scoring in our final. Beautiful teamwork, taking a page out of the Bulldogs book. So look at Cousin leading 1-0. And a nice little kick flip. Oh, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. H bringing it. That is a fantastic. Boy, I
Ice
like
water,
that one, Brian.
Matt, ice water. Boy, H. I mean, we heard it. I mean, the quiet confidence from him in the interview from a moment ago following their semifinal win over Slump Daddy. And now look at Cousin with an early 2-0 lead, Matt. They feel good.
I believe you, Brian. It's how he plays. Ice cold, no mistakes. 2-0. Look at Cousin trying to continue to add. They missed it again.
DJ
And
Roomba
just didn't quite have it. The pressure from Look at Cousin. Teamwork. Oh, just stop the presses. Just, that's it. H continuing to dominate. Look at that
But
little
how about
twist.
the pass, though? Up the ramp, into the wall, and then sent it right back out in front. And that was DJ Roomba, who nearly had a goal of his own a moment before. Had to settle for the assist with the big demo right smack dab in the middle of the arena.
3-0. Look at Cousin at the 2-minute warning of our first of potentially 7 games in this final here. And again, I am just really impressed by Look at Cousin keeping everything in the offensive zone. And you mentioned it, Brian, the passing and the teamwork. Everyone's in position. Everyone has responsibilities. I mean, they're not leaving the wingman.
Well, as I tell my 9-year-old twins, teamwork makes the dream work, Matt.
Long way to go yet to make that dream a reality, but it's a pretty good start and another beautiful save. And with 125, well, now you can just sort of pack it in a little bit with a 3-goal lead, right, Brian?
Well, you would think. I just don't get the sense that that's how Look at Cousin plays, though. I mean, you might try to dial it back a little bit, Matt, but the feeling that they're looking for more. It's Bulldogs, though.
And that's a mistake on the other side. Just to clear, and look at that. Seeing eye goal. Everyone focusing in. That one just got away, and that's just the discipline just broke down right there. And boy, maybe that's what the Bulldogs need, a lucky break to get themselves back in this one. Still 60 seconds to play.
Well, yeah, if you're Look at Cousin, obviously that upset you, but you come right back. There's DJ Roomba finally getting a goal of his own there.
That's how you get an answer, Brian. Come right back and you take the momentum. 58 seconds, 4-1. Look at Cousin picking up right where they left off in that latest semifinal. They are hot.
Well, again, Matt, you go back to the Bulldogs goal, and yeah, you're upset as Boy Scout has added another one to make it 5-1. And you're upset by that goal you gave up, but you know it didn't really come in gameplay. It was more fluky of nature, and so you say, okay, we can give that one up. And boy, how did they answer? Look at Cousin comes back with 2 quick ones, and game 1 starting to become a rout with 51 seconds to go.
Well, and again, it's a feeling out process as well. You're seeing what's happening. And what I like about Look at Cousin's success here, it's not just relying on H. There's another one. My goodness.
Well, the wings are off
But it's been a
30,000 feet.
I mean, it's been a team effort, too. Everyone is working together. And you mentioned it's not just been one player. Everyone's scoring, everyone's shooting, everyone's using one another when they see the angles. It's just been an absolute masterclass. There goes H going vertical. 30 seconds, still in control. Long way to go in this one, right, Brian? Still 7, got to win the 7-game series here.
7-game series. Bulldogs nearly got a goal right there, and well, you get a late one. You figure you could build on that heading into game number 2 in the rest of this best-of-7 series. But it looks like they're going to go down with just the 1 goal in game number 1.
Barely poked away, otherwise that had 7-1 written all over it. And just like that, look at Cousin. Little extra stoppage time going in there, and that will do it. Yep, didn't quite make it, but boy, oh boy, DJ Roomba getting the accolades.
Wow.
But
How about
H is
that,
the
Matt?
goal
I mean,
scorer, 3 goals, beautiful.
5 assists for DJ Roomba, and boy, he's setting up Scout and H throughout the course of that game, Matt, as we take a look at some of the highlights here. And it was look at Cousin from the onset of this one, the precision passing, and talked about the aggressive nature of their semifinal series against Schlump Daddy, who, again, demoed them all over the arena, and we heard from H did not like that at all, where they come out here in a lot more tactical operation for Look at Cousin here in the championship.
Yeah, and H right there. Looks, it was a great move. I think he was inverted, maybe trying to communicate on his way to the ball and put it all the way into the back of the net. He continues to impress with his aerial prowess. And this one was just almost a fluke goal. I mean, there's 3 players over there just crashing into one, nobody on the backside. But I think it also speaks a little bit to the aggressiveness of Look at Cousin. They're rotating people forward. That play just happened to be an odd carom that went all the way back down. But their discipline in the air and using one another. You see the crossing maneuver. Just fantastic team play and finishing when they have the opportunity. It's just a beautiful play.
Well, and again, there's a lot to
2-18.
The 1-0 lead. Of that 1-0 lead, Matt, for the Bulldogs has kind of gone out the window. Game number 1 got away from him. You can't let game number 2 get away from you. And look at Cousin attacking again.
DJ Roomba. Boy, I was told the best of the best were going to be here. Look at Cousin proving their caliber. 4-1. Wow, this is getting out of hand in a hurry.
Well, game 1 got away from him. You cannot let this get away from you here in game number 2.
Valiant maneuver. Got a little triple kick there. Look at Cousin. Now on the counter, but punched away. Again, it's just a rotation from Look at Cousin. They're bringing that defense back and still maintaining their aggressiveness in the offensive zone. Turbo boost, punched it high. Knocked away sideways. Excellent defense. Now it's 2-on-1. Can't get the angle. And the long shot. See, you get a little overly aggressive. You put yourself in a position, and you get pinched on the counter. Another long goal this time with the Bulldogs. They're back in it with 92 seconds, Brian.
Well, Adrian saw the shot. He took it, and he was a long ways away, but knew there was nobody back near the goal for Look at Cousin. And look, you've opened up the door. Still in game number 2 here, Matt. Plenty of time, down by 2.
I want to see how aggressive the Bulldogs want to be here, and whether Look at Cousin, especially with 4 goals, might want to take it a little bit easy, put 2 back and just 1 on the attack. It looks like that's what they were doing there with H being the point man, and that's exactly who I'd want out there attacking. 1 minute to go, still in the near corner. Centered, but Fish there to intercept for the Bulldogs. Long outlet. Again, it punches all the way back. Little triple Lindy in the air to himself by coming out of nowhere with the save. Oh, that was the save of the game thus far. 4-2, 36 seconds and counting. Look at Cousin again on the attack. Another centering pass, Demo. But it pops so high that should be able to regenerate in the far corner. Another Demo, look out. Yep, there it works. The Demos opened up the back door. And Ayinaha rolled right in. 22 seconds, not over yet.
Oh, plenty of time here for Bulldogs. You had to get the 1 to make it a 1-goal game. They got it from Hayanaha. And here you go. Plenty of time to make something happen.
4-3, pardon me, 17 seconds, 15. Whoever was watching that clock managed to get it out of the defensive side, still on the attack. Now turning in, retreating, long carom, look out! Turns on the boosters to keep it in the far corner with 3 seconds and counting. And just controlling it in the air. Boy, the ball skills that time to just keep it away, control it in the air. And yep, 2 goals and 2 demolitions for H. So he said he didn't really like playing that aggressive style, but look, 2 demolitions. He was out there giving just as much as they was taking. Very well done.
Well, look, if you're Bulldogs, you've got to start winning games. Obviously, down 0-2 here, best of 7. But You look at game number 1, Matt, and it got away from them. I mean, let's call that what it is. I mean, it got down to 3-1, and you thought maybe they could get back in, and then, boy, they just got poured on. But here, you had a feeling it might get away from them again. Had the 1-0 lead, then 4 straight scored by Look at Cousin, and all of a sudden, as Fish puts it in there, all of a sudden, it felt like Look at Cousin was gonna run away with game number 2. But I know the Bulldogs didn't win game 2, but they showed some fight. They got off the mat. And I think that's something you can really build upon as we go into game number 3. But we'll say it again, you got to get one. I mean, it's time to get off the mat and now go get yourself a game. You can't afford to go down 0-3 to Look at Cousin. If you do, I mean, this thing is over.
Yeah, and I'm curious where Bulldogs are going to try and find some consistent offense. I mean, you look at a couple of their goals. I mean, they were just absolute deflections off of the right side or very long-range goals a little bit. There's one right there, the second one we've seen in as many games. So you worry that there's no consistent offensive pressure. It just doesn't seem to have as much consistency as Looking at Cousin has. So they're going to have to find consistency. They got to put persistent pressure down. Game 3 on the way.
Well, yeah, Matt. I mean, again, you make some steps forward, but now you gotta go and get one.
Get 3 back that time for Looking at Cousin. Oh, long range short. Sometimes you just wake up, the birds are singing, sun is shining. H doing it again. Look at it. He puts a little English on there. He's bending it like Beckham. Bending it like Beckham. Wow. I was going to say, I mean, you look at that shot right there from H. I talked about how good he was in the air. Boy, it takes a lot more than fancy flying. 1-0.
Well, H,
Look at Cousin.
Listen, Matt, he's not going to be happy unless he's flying, going Mach 2 with his hair on fire. That's just the way he plays.
4-14. Boy, early start by Look at Cousin. Brian, you're exactly right. They just absolutely got to get one. I mean, somehow, some way, they got to bring some together. No.
Yeah, you can't afford to go down by 3 goals again. I mean, they've done that in each of the last 2 games. Down 3-0 in the first game, down 4-1 in the last game. You just can't do that.
Long-range shot. Scout waiting back there. Manages to barely stop it. The kick rebound just a little high. It's loose out front and the finish. Exactly what they needed. Boy, that was dangerous territory. The long shot. Scout couldn't clear it. Got punched in back into his own net. And look at that. Swooping in for the kill. Step aside. I can take the shot right here.
Yep, that's a good answer for Bulldogs. Again, going down large leads in the first 2 games, but you come back, get the answer to tie this thing up.
So I think at this point the feeling out process is basically over, Brian. So what do you think are the offensive big save? Oh, just clanks off of the right side as H comes in there. Obviously, the dominance of H has been the story for me on the offensive side of things. What have you seen offensively from both Look at Cousin that's made them so dominant and what the Bulldogs should probably look to do in the future?
Well, Look at Cousin has H on their team, and he's been incredible. I mean, let's just call that what it is.
You were saying, Brian? I'm sorry. What was that? What was that you were saying? Could you repeat that? I missed that.
Yeah, just a walk in the park, Kazansky. H has been terrific. He's been the top gun out there.
It's just so his gameplay is just so sanguine. It's relaxed. It's controlled, and you mentioned the cool confidence, just dominant. 3-1. Boy, if they get another goal or 2, Look at Cousin here. Boy, Bulldogs are really going to be in Barney.
Well, it was interesting, too, when we had the interview with H. Again, it's Blake Titterington from Colorado State, originally from Parker, Colorado. But Blake was just, he had that quiet confidence about him. And I thought, boy, that's interesting because the Bulldogs look pretty good in their semifinal matchup, Matt. But like quiet confidence, well, it was well-earned. Look at Cousin looking good.
Oh my, gave himself the flick off of the backboard, almost pulled off the circus move. Just shows you the quality of play. And again, Bulldogs just don't have an offensive answer. A little bit too tricky that time. Couldn't quite control it on the neat cross. As we approach 2 minutes to go. Look at Cousin enjoying the 2-0 advantage in this best of 7 as it's loose out front. Oh, that might be an own goal. Oh, correction. DJ Roomba after the beautiful flick by H. And DJ Roomba says, hey, let me in on this party. 4-1, nearing 2 minutes. The teamwork's coming out, Brian.
Well, it is, and they've had crisp passing here in this championship round. And again, it was a little more rugged in the semifinals against Schlump Daddy. And, of course, we saw a lot of demos in that matchup, too, speaking of demos. But, boy, a lot more fluid play here if I look at Cousin in the championship. But the Bulldogs just have not had an answer for it, Matt.
Oh, and Bulldogs got away with that one that time, a missed clear in the near corner. And, boy, DJ Roomba, who's heating up. H has been just exquisite. Just got away with one, and again, they just don't let up. Look at Cousin with 90 seconds to go to take a commanding 3-0 advantage in this best of 7. Still on the attack. H just missed it off to the left side. Still battles for it, pokes it away. A little scrum for it in the near corner. Got 4 players going after it. There's a perfect bank, and Fish saves it. But on the rotation, look out, speeding forward, reads the angle. 1-on-2, H with the save. Just waffle boards it aside. Oh, he can do it all. Offense, defense, beautiful. 60 seconds to go in game number 3. Double tap, keeping it mid-air. Tried to get it to Scout, now it's still loose. Scout kicks it off to the right side. Oh, it's poked back to center. 2-on-1 breakout, but H comes in out of nowhere. 35 seconds separating. Look at Cousin from a commanding advantage in the finals here. It's Colorado State Fall 2020 Soccer Challenge. And Roomba gets in on the fun. That's back-to-back goals for him. Look out if the supporting cast is now heating up, Brian.
Well, they are second goal for DJ Roomba, and H has 2 of those goals as well. And I believe Scout has the other to make it 5 for Look at Cousin, and this has been another dominating performance, Matt. I mean, this is clearly the team that I think has proven itself as the best. Job's not done now. They still have one more game to go, but, man, they've been impressive.
Yeah, and just no fluidity to the Bulldogs' attack. Yeah. And that will do it. Boy, oh boy, look at Cousins. And H, once again, the man of the match there. But, that's a whole team effort to me, Brian. I thought everybody got involved, even if the Bulldogs wanted to try to take H out of it because he'd been so dominant in the first 2 games on the offensive side of things. Everybody else steps up. Those stats are amazing. That's the teamwork we talked about. Those are going to be the key to getting a victory in this challenge here tonight.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Matt, and I actually took a goal away from H. I thought everybody had scored there in game number 3. I thought Scout also had 1, but 2 from DJ Roomba, and then 3 from H, and all 3 aerial goals. And watch him bend it in there to take make it a one game, I should say 1 goal apiece. I'll get that right at some point. But the Bulldogs came out and Matt, they got a little momentum going. An early goal in game number 3. You thought they might be fine after battling back, getting dismantled in game 1, battled back in game 2, losing by 1. But then, boy, look at Cousin just taking over, Matt. And clearly, they have the control and the run of play in game number 3. And I just don't see them coughing up a 3-0 lead as we head into game number 4.
Well, especially as explosive as that offense is. I mean, let's say the Bulldogs who've been struggling to get through that defense, you see it right there. It was a 2-on-1 that time, and H just smothers it on the goal line. Just finding that consistent offense and being able to attack. It's just there's just no consistent pressure to it. And so even if you do get a goal or maybe a 2-goal lead here all the way out, you look at how explosive the other team has been to just knock on 3 or 4 in a matter of 90 seconds. So it's really, really dangerous. Bulldogs are in a tough spot. But all you can do, Brian, one game at a time, one possession at a time, one shot at a time.
All right, here we go to game number 4 tonight. And Matt, you want to take the lead? And I'd say build up a 2-3 goal lead, maybe even a 4-goal lead, because look at Cousin is so explosive. Bulldogs, they have their hands full. Yikes.
And just
11
like
seconds
that,
in.
let me tell you something. Just that backboard double touch, passes it to himself. Look at that. He goes and he chases it down, gets the turbo. Look at the angle. Presses it on the top left corner, and then it got a little freestyle loving on the big celebration. They're 4 minutes and 49 seconds away from all kinds of celebration, Brian.
Well, they are, and that's exactly the start you probably expected from Look at Cousin and from H, who has been terrific, coming off the hat trick. And they came out and started fast, and that's just a nightmare scenario for Bulldogs, who now are really in some big-time trouble.
Yeah, Fish makes a nice little run there, but Scout cuts him off. And one of the things we saw there just a moment ago that Bulldogs are doing is they're trying to take away that backward flip bounce pass. They're actually trying to meet it up in the air before it gets there. So that's a little bit of a change of strategy to keep an eye on. They don't want to use the backboard to start setting up some easy runs down the middle. As Scout kicks one away, still on the attack. Going ballistic on the right side was Hayinaha. Punched forward, against a little bounce on the right side. You just wonder how soon, with 3:43 and counting, trailing by a goal, will the Bulldogs start really throwing everybody forward in a mad dash.
Well, I don't think you want to do that quite yet, because if you do it too soon and you get caught, Matt, I mean, this thing's over. And I just, but 1-0, I think you got to still try to trust your game.
Soft touch on the top. Adrian there to keep it away. Now it's going to keep it on the ground this time. Excellent choice. Loses control in the corner. Still on the attack. Fish has got a look. Demoed on the far side. Annihilated. Woo! That might get another demo on the right side. I think someone's going to have a hearing with the home office if it keeps up this way. That's 3. I think the gloves are coming off at 2:48, Brian.
Well, a little frustration, I would imagine.
Nice flip kick, a
Still
little
in
too
this
high,
game, though,
just
Matt.
missed. Yeah, still just 1-0. Rolling all the way through. What a save and a beauty
Save.
kick save. It's like flying with a ghost up there. Just came out of nowhere.
That was
Chasing
DJ
shadows.
Romo, Matt.
Yeah. DJ Roomba, yeah. You think you got it covered, and all of a sudden the Roomba just comes out from under the couch. And H again. That could be the dagger, Brian.
Show me the way home, honey. 2-0 in H. Why not? DJ Roomba was the one to put it in position. H closes it out.
2-0. 2:11 and counting. Look at Cousin again. They just keep it aerial. I'm just so impressed with the aerial ball control. Just keeping it. It seems like every single dogfight up there has been won by Look at Cousin. The Bulldogs trying to keep it a little bit down low, but just not finding any success. A long outlet pass, almost got a fortuitous bounce, but poked aside. Again, just 1 minute, 43 seconds separating. Look at Cousin from a clean sweep and a championship in the Colorado State Fall 2020 Soccer Challenge.
Scout getting a goal. Didn't get one last game, Matt. They had 5 goals. Scout didn't have one of them, although he played a great game. But he's going to get one here. And boy, at 3-0, $1:33 to go. This thing just about over.
Just about over. But Bulldogs, we saw them come back, some late second goals, some heart-stopping moments in their semifinal matchup, so I wouldn't count them out just yet. but time is of the essence. There's a little centering pass across. As Adrian comes in, tries to poke it away. Still live, but nobody in there to collect on the center. Again, Scout on the left side. Look at Cousin can be content to just keep it in the corners right now and waste some time, Brian.
Well, no question. I mean, up 3-0, and this championship series, unfortunately, has turned into a quagmire for the Bulldogs. Just have not had the answer.
3-0 and a chance to tack one on, a little celebration goal, but Fish denies. A little bit of a missed chip that time, but DJ Roomba clears out. 30 seconds to go, a 3-0 lead. Scout just keeps it to himself. Oh, what a finish by Fish. Managed to knock it out of the way. 23 seconds. And Brian, Scout, it's time to buzz the tower. And for the Bulldogs, negative, Ghost Rider. That pattern is full.
It has been full, and it's just an impressive performance. I mean, this has been a look at Cousin team that got a pretty good battle in the semifinal, but man, they have just taken control of this championship match, Matt. And game 2 of this championship best of 7 series was right there. But since then, look at Cousin has been terrific as Hyen Ha is gonna at least save a little bit of face here and avoid the shutout.
Yeah, that's a really tough angle, too. Hyen Ha's been excellent. I mean, if we had an all-tournament team to put in there, I would absolutely put him in there. He's been great. Had an excellent semifinals, but just tonight smothered up, just could not find any open space. And as the clock winds down, look at Cousins, are your 2020 Colorado State Fall Soccer Challenge champs. And look who's at the front of the line again. 2 goals, 2 assists, 3 shots. Just those shots numbers are crazy. 9 shots on goal. And they were all quality shots, Brian. They were just crashing the goal left and right.
Well, H with the 2 goals, 2 assists. Scout, remember, didn't get a goal in that game number 3. Comes through with 2 goals there and then an assist there for DJ Roomba. Also had a couple of saves as well in that, but a smashing performance tonight for Look at Cousin. They go 4-0. Matt, they didn't lose a single game the entire tournament. We got a chance to see him in the semifinals against Schlump Daddy, who, look, let's be honest, Schlump Daddy played him really well. I mean, those were tightly contested games, but here in the championship, Bulldogs, they quite simply put, they just did not have an answer for Look at Cousin.
Yeah, the thing I mentioned earlier about the play of Look at Cousin, I was interested in their aggression, their speed, and how they controlled the air. But one of the other things that I maybe failed to mention, which kind of clarified me in the finals here, was just ball control. I mean, the other team cannot score when you have the ball and you control it and you have in the areas that you want the ball to be in. So I think that was the biggest thing, their ability to completely control the tempo, completely to control the spacing on the floor. See Scout get a big run after a nice pass off of the backboard there. Just everywhere they wanted to put the ball, they found it, and they were filling positions, they were filling lanes. I am just really, really impressed, not only with the aggression and with the speed and the technical abilities, but they just controlled all the space. It was overwhelming how good they were in this tournament.
Well, again, they go 6-1 in the first game, and you thought that the Bulldogs, if they could come back in game number 2, they could be okay. 4-3 in game number 2, Bulldogs certainly showed a lot of life, and you knew they had to get game 3. I mean, that was the one. You can't go down 0-3 in a tournament like this and expect to come back. And man, Look at Cousin. I think they knew that. They understood that, and they dominated game number 3. And here we are, 4-0. Look at Cousin wins it. All right, let's bring back in H and Blake Titterington. Blake, I got your name right, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, all right. There you go. Well, hey, H, congratulations. You guys had a quiet confidence going into this. Why were you so confident heading in to this championship against the Bulldogs?
I mean, some people in the chat were saying it. We CSU competes in the National League similar to the football team. It's only the top 32 teams in the country, and we compete in that. So it wasn't the full team, but Yeah, so we were confident coming in.
Let me ask you this. This is obviously you play this quite often on the outside. Just to give a general idea, I've talked about how hard it is, how hard this game is to pick up and play. How much time have you put into it and into practicing and getting as good as you are? Because those aerial maneuvers you're pulling off tonight, that is not simple. That takes an awful lot of hard work.
So I have 3,500 hours, but I'd say that's actually probably on the lower side. There's definitely people with a lot more time that they've put in. So I'd say most like pros have probably about 7,000, 8,000. So I'd say that's probably about the number that you're looking at.
So it's not your job
Well,
yet.
Blake, you still right, and let's be honest, you still have schoolwork to do as well. Tell us a little bit about the communication that goes on during gameplay, because you guys look like everybody was on the same page.
I mean, it's kind of universal for everyone that plays. It's pretty boring. It's really just, I got it, you go, I'm back. It's really simple calls. Because you can see how fast it's going. You really don't have time to make really in-depth calls. You just kind of have to go with the flow.
You said you didn't have the full team for this one, but who else? Yeah, DJ Roomba and Scout. Those are part of the team that you guys take to the national tournament, right?
So DJ Roomba is the captain of our B team, and he might be playing with us, in the future. Scout is on our A team roster. He's one of our subs, and then Erich and Nomad are our other two starters, but they weren't playing in this one.
Well, I would hate to see what would happen if those two were. Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was going to go more of a personal question and just ask you, looking at some of your bio here, you're planning on going and studying abroad. Is that still the game plan?
Yeah.
How is and you can if you want to tell everybody you can where you're planning on looking to go to, right?
Yeah, I'm planning on going to Japan in one of the next 2 years.
So my question for you is, how are you going to deal with the time difference playing online with friends back here if you're half a world and half a day away over there in Japan? How are you going to manage that?
Honestly, I guess we just kind of have to cross that bridge when we get there, right? Because it's like 15 hours. I don't even know how you would begin to do that.
Yeah, so I think it's Wednesday morning in Japan right now. So congratulations, good morning on the MVP here tonight. Brian, I'll let you wrap this one up.
All right. Yeah, nice job, H. Congratulations. You guys clearly were the best team. There's no question about it. You told us that before the championship match, and we believed you. You guys came through. Congratulations. Enjoy that Shields gift card.
Thank you.
Okay, there he is.
What a performance.
HJK, Blake Titterington. Yeah, I mean, listen, they were dominant, and they didn't have their full team that competes at the national level for Colorado State. And as I mentioned a moment ago, I would hate to see what that would look like. You look at it, zeros across the board for Look at Cousin. They beat WAP. They beat Schlump Daddy. They beat Bulldogs. Boy, no contest in this championship match, though, Matt.
Yeah, and I'd like to give that credit to Bulldogs as well. I was really, like I said, very impressed with how they handled Ball Chasers in that first semifinal, and their ride through to the finals or to the semifinals wasn't simple either. I mean, they had to win 3 matches to get where they were. So they're a quality opponent. They just ran into a team that really had things going their way tonight, and we saw it. I just want to run through those names again. You mentioned our player of the game, H, and don't forget Scout. I mean, he was a fantastic job. And then look at cousin Corey Wall was also another member of that team, and they were just a fantastic group. But you could tell that they knew what they were doing, and they knew where each other was going to be. That experience was there.
All right. Well, yeah, he said 3,500 hours. I mean, what is it to become an expert in something? It's less than 3,500 hours, but H certainly is an expert. All right, Matt. Hey, that was a lot of fun. Certainly enjoyed it with you. And I wanted to say a big thank you to Colorado Army National Guard for sponsoring the event here tonight. And don't forget, you can join the home team at nationalguard.com/Colorado. Great job by you, Matt. I know you're a huge fan of Rocket League Yeoman's work.
Oh, it's fantastic. Love and see it at a high level. It makes it a lot more fun. So really enjoyed it. Thank you, Brian. Especially thanks everybody else in our production crew as well. You guys made it happen. Thank you for your hard work on this evening, and it was a great tournament. Had a blast.
Yep, indeed. Teamwork on our side. Sap is the guy that really makes this whole thing happen. All right, for Matt Wozniak, Brian Roth saying, so long here tonight, the CSU Soak Card Challenge, Rocket League, and it was Look at Cousin running away with this. They get that $100 gift card to Shields for each of the team members. Thank you so much for tuning in again for the CSU Challenge brought to you by Colorado Army National Guard. So long, everybody.
Fire threatens everything in its path. When it threatens our communities, we respond. We bring the fight to the front line. The Army National Guard stands ready because sometimes the front lines are in our own backyard. We will always be there when our community needs us the most. Find out more about serving your community part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Alone inside a crowd. 'Cause